It's time for breaking bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's sourdough. Hey, it's time for breaking bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's also a show.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Breaking Bread with Tom Papa. I'm Tom Papa. Thank you so much for being here. We have a great one today with Kathleen Madigan. How amazing is that? She's a new special on Amazon, Hunting Bigfoot. She is hilarious. She's out on tour right now. She's just one of the naturally funny comedians out there. Everyone, all my comedian friends, all of my family, everybody loves Kathleen. I love Kathleen. She also brought me some treats, which I'm not going to show you right now. She just left. I'm doing the intro. We're doing it backwards. She gave me some treats. I gave her a beautiful bread. I honestly am not sure if she'll eat it. She might put it in her luggage. She is a road warrior, so maybe she will. This podcast is being brought to you by TomPapa.com. No way. Oh my God. I'm out on tour. I added second shows in Atlanta, a second show in Chicago. We've got Scranton, Dayton. Town Hall is pretty much sold out. The crowds have been amazing. We sold out Foxwoods. We sold out the Kennedy Center. The shows have been great. Thank you for coming. So come out and check me out in the next batch. We're going to Denver. We're going to San Francisco. It's going to be a great year. We have so many great shows. So go to tompapa.com, look up all of that. Also, if you want to pre-order the book, we're all in this together, so make some room. It is available for pre-sale right now, so you can get your copy as soon as it comes out. It will be on your doorstep. You can get that through my website as well. I'm very proud of it, and I can't wait to start doing live book events and stuff like that, and I'll let you know where and when those are, when I know where and when those are. But it officially comes out in June. You can pre-order it right now. We are in the middle of a blizzard warning in Los Angeles. So bizarre to even say. Now, granted, Los Angeles is a massive place and you have to get up into the mountains, but it's still technically LA County where there might be snow. Here, it is nonstop rain. You may even hear in the interview some of it smattering down on our roof here at All Things Comedy. It is a bona fide storm, and I am going back home. I don't have to tour the rest of this weekend, so I will just be making Kathleen's little treats and baking my ass off. I'm a little heavier than I should be, but with this storm, this is our whole winter really is descending upon us right now. So that's where I'm going to be spending my time, just baking my ass off in my house. All right. This is a big, healthy one, so let's get right to it. Enjoy Kathleen Madigan, and make sure you go to Amazon and check out her new special. Enjoy. Yeah, the energy of it is so weird. I was just saying that when you get a car and you have a special coming out, congratulations on yours, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And you get a car, you go in, they put you in makeup, you go out on the thing, they ask you 2 questions in 3 minutes. Thanks for coming, and you're back out the door.
And everybody's like, hey!
Yeah.
But everybody's super alert.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, did you guys all get an 8-ball and a gift basket that I didn't get? Not that I would do it, but I don't understand this level of energy. Like, even when I had a real job out of college, people didn't act like that when I got to work.
No, it's that morning daytime
Yeah.
TV energy.
Yeah.
That is just...
it doesn't match ours.
No, it doesn't.
No, and if it does, there's something wrong with you as a comedian.
Well, that's the other problem.
I'm a little judgy on that.
Yeah, the other problem is that you're not allowed to call bullshit on it while you're there. Like,
no, you can't say. Well, you have to be thankful you're there and gracious and yeah, sure. The only time I ever felt like they woke me up was at The View. So, like, are we doing this now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So one time, this is a fun, good little story. So The View, the host got to pick their favorite comedians. So Joy picked me, Whoopi picked Earthquake, who I love. He's super old school.
Yeah.
One of my
He's the best.
He's got a new little special that was it Chris Rock?
Yeah, he did a half hour on Netflix. Yeah.
But what he says to his kids, he goes, "I'm an older black man trying to raise young black kids out in the suburbs. It's just not the same. They ain't cool. They don't get it. I looked at my teenage boy and I go, let's ride, Clyde. He go, who Clyde? I'm like, you Clyde, dumbass. Just don't even get in the car. Don't even get in the car. You ain't cool." So Earthquake's old school, you know.
Yeah, hammer.
But when we got to The View, he was like, are we supposed to be doing jokes? I'm like, yeah. Didn't they tell you? You have to do like a 6-minute set. It's not a short set either.
Oh, geez.
In front of these housewives that are jacked up.
In the early morning.
It was like 9 a.m. But we're in like hair and makeup like at 8.
Oh.
And then, you know, they're all used to that rhythm. We're just not.
Right.
And
yeah,
I mean, I really like Joy a lot. And Whoopi and whoever. Oh, Elizabeth Hasselbeck picked a child. No. Not fair. I mean, we're not winning a prize. I just didn't like a kid being in my competition.
Oh, really?
Dude, it was a true child. Yeah, she picked like a kid magician. Oh, because she's the, you know, the
adorable
queen, and we got to be, yeah, all those things I won't say. But anyway, he went first. I'm like, he's like, what? Why I gotta go first of all these old white ladies? I go, I don't know, dude. That's just what the schedule says. He goes, switch with me. I go, I will if they'll allow it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we have it all arranged. Whoopi. Well, he smoked them. And then I was like, ooh, I should have went first. 'Cause now I gotta follow that.
Following Earthquake.
But they were the best crowd ever.
Yeah.
But as a comedian,
yeah,
I was just shocked. Their reaction was too good.
Yeah.
Where it was like, but
they're so excited.
Yeah, they've waited probably 2 years to get that ticket.
But at least you got to do your thing. Like you were allowed to be a comedian.
Yeah, just do my jokes and get out.
Right.
I don't need to be part of your weird thing or whatever, or your very strange panel interview that won't go right.
Yeah, or when you would do like those morning ones when you're on the road trying to sell a club, and they bring out like the Adopt a Pet segment. Or we're going to throw you in the cooking segment. We're making tortillas.
I also love the whole. So we're not actually going to be in the station. We're going to be at on location. It's going to be a tire store, and we're giving a ton of tires away in Kansas City. And I think you're going to really want to be involved, Kathleen. Like, I don't know anything about tires.
I don't really want to be involved.
No, it's cold. I know the Chiefs. You know, back then they were terrible. I know you're all wild about your Chiefs, but they suck. But I'll show up. Is there going to be barbecue? Like, that would be on my schedule. Like, oh, is there going to be a barbecue pork sandwich? Great.
At what point did you not have to show up and do a ton of morning press?
Well, I think you and I are about the same age. Our timing sometimes is accidentally awesome because as I got more sick of it, it started fading.
Right.
It was a coincidental goodbye on everyone's part. Like, I mean, there's still.
I didn't have to say no.
No, I didn't. Yeah, because it all just. And then I moved out of the club, so. The morning radio. Then it was phoners. Then I'm not physically there. But the phone. But even now. There's only so many morning radios that are effective, I think. And unless, you know, you're Hispanic or something, like top 3 stations in LA are all Hispanic.
Right.
So urban radio I still think does great.
Right. Right.
But, you know, otherwise it just seems like that's kind of done now. Yeah.
There's like a smattering of it, like, you know, in certain markets.
Certain markets it will help.
Yeah.
If I go on Todd and Tyler in the Midwest, they're at Omaha, and they're syndicated through like 4 states. So they'll be of a help.
Right.
I'll do my friends.
Yeah,
like the people are still hanging on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. John DeBella, Philly. I'll always answer his call. Like, there's certain people, Dino in Columbus. Like, there's certain
who
people
were nice to you on the way.
They've been nice the whole time, and they're still there just trying to get through 5 more years and retire. And you're like, you know what? They need somebody to call in. I'll do it.
Yeah. You know who just retired was, or he split from the station was Tom Bernard. from Minnesota.
Oh,
Did you ever
yeah,
do
yeah,
his?
yeah,
He was
yeah.
a big presence
He
up
was
there
a big deal.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's done too.
The one in Detroit that sold me the most tickets ever was Dick Burton.
Yeah.
Now, he's been retired for quite some time,
Right.
but he'll still come and see me at Royal Oak, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he still comes out. And,
Yeah?
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of,
Yeah.
in a good way and a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, I liked half that I probably went and did, and the other half I just found, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much fun. Maybe, I don't know, misogynistically weird.
I was just gonna say, did you ever walk in when they're having like the wrap up of their stripper contest?
Yeah. They were like, "Hey, do you mind if could you just photocopy your whole boobs for us?" I'm like, "What?"
Right.
Like, somebody asked me in Miami to do that. I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Is there anything else you need from me today? Because it's gonna probably be solid. No, yeah.
Still trying to sell the Late Show on Friday.
This is not the town for me," and I never went back. Message received.
Yeah.
I'm not all in, so I didn't go back.
You walk in, you're like, what? Why were we here?
Yeah, what was the whole? And why did you guys at the Improv do that to me?
Right, exactly. Why did you pick me
knew.
up?
And then there was a thing. I don't know if you remember them in Houston. There was a Stevens and Pruitt. And they were kind of like Howard Stern wannabes,
Yeah.
but there was a lot during that era, probably a lot, like 10 cities where you're like, oh, okay.
This is their Howard, their version of Howard.
Right. There were always the Letterman wannabes and then the Howard wannabes, but the Howard ones took it too far. Like, one day I was just sitting in a station, and it was Houston, and the club guy came with me, but he was kind of like on drugs a lot or whatever. And these women came in with donuts, like, but they definitely were super hot women or strippers. I don't know if they're just hot women with donuts or the strippers. And they have a man with them.
Hot women with donuts.
There's a dude with them who's like their wrangler, right? And Stevens and Pruitt, words were exchanged. Whole fist fight broke out. Animalistic fist fight, and the strippers like donuts flying. Like, it was something, if you saw it in a movie, you'd be like, nah, that would never happen.
Yeah.
No, it happened. And I just hid in the corner with Mark, the guy from the Improv, and I go, I'm not even, at the time, I'm like 38. I'm not like an old person.
Yeah.
But I'm just not signing up for this anymore. Like,
Right.
no, the answer is no. If you don't want to book me because I won't go to this station, then so be it. But I can't.
There's going to be 5 less people. And what people are coming to my show
that
listen to this show?
Right. They had a whole segment about all the guns they own. And, it just kept going further into this crazy world of,
Yeah. Well, that's
Anyway.
good. Well, your special, Hunting Bigfoot,
yes,
on the Amazons.
it's on the Amazon.
This has got to be, I think I looked it up. It's your 50th special, which is great.
Exactly. I've done one a year since I was a baby.
Since you were a baby, and you keep cranking them out.
I'm the worst, though. There's people that crank out a lot more than me.
I was just in Foxwoods last weekend.
At the casino.
At the casino, and your picture was all over the place.
Oh, okay, that's
You're
good.
going there. I don't know if you know that, but you're going to be going
I
there
am aware.
soon.
Yes, I'm aware.
And it had the box wine and banjos.
Well, that's the tour name.
That's the tour name.
Yeah.
Right.
Which we all know, none of that's real either.
The tour. I know. Just put my big face up there.
This has been going on for 35 years. What is the differentiation between me from May and July? But it's not like we're Black Sabbath and we took 8 years off.
Right. And we're
Sade
coming.
took 14 years off.
Right.
There are people that do that. And then when they come back, they should have a name.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know who you are anymore.
The such and such tour. The
Yeah,
I'm Back tour.
They started that, like, I don't know if you noticed, but when you move from clubs to theaters, and they're like, well, we can't have the poster be the same. It's all about the poster.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you need a tour name? It's Kathleen Madigan telling jokes. It's the same stuff. I mean, they're not the same jokes, but the same
Kathleen
kind of
Madigan
topics. You
with
talk
some
about
new
your
jokes.
wife and your kids and your life, and I talk about my family in the Midwest, blah, blah, blah. They like the differentiation of, this is new.
Yeah. There was that part of me, I used to think, like, why aren't we more like bands? Like, why don't I have a tour and have a name and also have half the year off?
Well, they take a lot more than a half year, depending on the band.
I was like, those bands, I mean, that's the way to do it.
Right, but we're not as rich as Ozzy Osbourne.
That's why it never happened.
You didn't write Crazy Trains, Hal. You wrote jokes about your mom and dad.
Yeah, I have a funny joke about my dad.
And your kids being mean girls. You haven't written... Yeah, no, I don't know, but I don't think comedians ever rolled like... We never did all that.
We didn't.
Now they want us to do that. So I'll go ahead and participate, whatever you all want.
It looked great.
You want a new poster? No problem.
It looked great. I pulled in, and there you were up in the big marquee.
And that particular picture, I look angelic because there's a light coming right on the top of crown of my head. I said it's the nicest I've ever looked as far as like sweet.
Right.
No, I find that part kind of exhausting, but they like it. I get it. They don't want to put up the same posters. So let's say you and me come every 18 months.
Right.
They don't. Oh, here's Tom at Foxwoods again. They want something different.
Yeah, they want to jazz it up.
But really, probably a third of my stuff's going to be the same. A third's going to be brand new. And
right.
A third will be a mishmash of... I am not one of these people that can go, oh, my special's on. I can't ever do those jokes again.
Right. I know.
Oh, I'm doing them. And you're going to like them. But I would say if I get, and not that I'm comparing myself to her, but I go see Stevie Nicks every time she goes on the road. Yes, you better sing Landslide.
Right.
Or I'm leaving early.
Yeah, exactly.
And well, there's boom, I won't buy that $80 t-shirt. I will leave it right there in my seat.
There's a I go out and sign books a lot of times after the show, and people come up all the time. Why didn't you do the such and such joke? Yeah. Well, that was from before.
And then
they say, we see you every time you come. And I'm like, oh, I hope I showed you some new stuff. And they look at you like,
why would you do that?
Yeah, we just said we see you every time. What do you mean? It doesn't mean anything to them.
No. And
yeah.
I have a lot of Catholic followers, and in my life, I thought I wrote all the Catholic jokes I could. I'm done now. You know my opinion.
Yeah.
You know my stance compared to my mom's or my dad's. But I have so many of them that I feel obligated. Like I need to get into what the Pope's up to a little bit more. I need to step it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always figure if it doesn't get to me, it didn't get to my fans either.
Right.
Right. Like if we're not all in on Catholic news on Fridays on the website, like Yeah. I don't know. But I feel like if you do. Say we were going to go see a band. If they did a third, and a third. A third new, third old, third mishmash.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Yeah. The opposite. When they do that third new, you're like, what are you doing?
Well, that's weird. Yeah. You got to make sure that third new's good.
The Steve Miller Band came to my college, and he was going through a jazz phase.
Oh, no.
And he refused to play all his other stuff. Oh. And emptied the gymnasium.
Yeah. My mom, talk about somebody who's like, so I did this benefit with Tony La Russa in St. Louis for his art foundation, and he always overbooks the show, but I've said this to his face, so it's not like breaking news, but he loves 70s rock, comedy, and country. Those are his things. I don't know how Bruce Hornsby fits into that. I don't know. But he was like the closer. And my mom, on a BlackBerry, so like 15 years ago, she's like, how long is this man going to play this piano? My feet are freezing. Are we in an actual ice arena? Tell me the truth. She's texting me. I said, yes, Mom. It's a family arena. This was ice last night. That's why your feet are cold. And I have no idea how long this man's going to play. But it was some like bluegrass offshoot of a song. It wasn't Walking in Memphis. It wasn't, no. It was some crazy, and I'm like, oh my, and my mom's like, well, I feel exceptionally responsible because we're your parents. We can't walk out on a benefit. But if I could walk, but I can't because my feet are frozen and your father's feet are frozen, we would get the hell out of here. I go, Mom, you're free to go. Just leave. Bruce won't notice. Trust me. Nobody's going to notice that Jack and Vicky Madigan bolted out of row 18.
Did you see on the Jumbotron? I love how she asks the question and says, tell me the truth. Like she knows your verse. I know you're going to lie first.
Yeah, your first thing is settle down, calm down. I'm going to BS her on some level. She just wants to know flat out. But yeah, I feel like if we go see a concert, they should play what we know.
Yeah.
But if we do jokes they know, and then they're going to go, Well, there was nothing new here, but I only heard critics say that. I never heard fans say that. I never heard humans, actual non-snooty.
Because, when you go with your friends, if you doing something and you get to see, you're at a festival or something and you see your friend do a joke, like when I would tour with Jerry or, see friends at the comedy store, you want to see like every
Louis
time.
Anderson, I always wanted to hear. Well, there were like a lot, but one of them, just because it's so random, he goes, "My father was totally racist, but it was like about races nobody cares about, really." Like, he would go, "Just remember, as a family, we hate Norwegians." It's so random. And then he would go into this big thing about why his father thought Swedish people were better than Norwegians. But like, that's just such a tiny, tiny fight in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the rest of us. But if he didn't do that, I would miss it.
Yeah, you want to see it. It's fun. It's fun to watch the audience
react to, especially if they brought new people. They're like, "This is the one. This is the one I was telling you about." So I don't know. We'll just get old and figure it out.
You're right. What did you bring me?
Oh my God. So I brought you, because you cook. I do not cook.
Yeah, I baked you this bread.
I thank you. I was like, wait, Tom's show, I've seen you on YouTube where you're actually cooking. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, do I have to cook? Like, I can't. I need to call Ed, text him and go, dude, I can't do this. So this is Jim and Nick's barbecue cheese biscuits.
Whoa.
It's a Nashville delight.
I don't know them.
Make it for the kids.
Oh,
make it for you and your wife.
A biscuit mix.
Yep.
Ooh, this is very exciting.
I think this is a really good, because it's raining.
Yeah.
I think you need some cornbread.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah.
It might
be below your level of cooking, but
there's no such thing.
And this is more of the cheese biscuit.
You're so sweet. You didn't have to do this.
Well, you like to cook.
I do like to cook.
I don't. I could care less.
What do you eat at home? You're at home, off the road.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats.
Yeah, I don't ever cook. I don't even really grill because I'm afraid of gas. I'm afraid. I have this big thing, and I know it costs money and all that, but I'm terrified of it.
If you turn it on, it's going to explode.
The whole thing's going to blow. The whole house is going to blow up.
What food did you grow up with?
Well, I don't think people believe me when I say this, but I'm 100% serious. Like, we were so Midwest. So my dad turned 82.
Wow.
And he will die at whatever age. He will never have eaten Mexican, Chinese, Thai. Don't even get crazy on raw.
Sushi?
No. That's even worse.
Yeah.
At least, no. No. I mean, it was Midwest, roast beef. My mom had like 10 things to pick from.
Uh-huh.
And that's why she went slowly crazy. And that's why in the 70s, Vicky Madigan went over the edge. And I would have too.
She legit went over the edge?
Oh, yeah. Well, she'd be the first one to tell you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just decided I'm drinking morning, noon, and night. 2 packs of Cools a day.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. And she was a nurse.
She was.
Yeah, functioning.
Showing up for work.
Yeah, she would time all that. It was a timing thing. But she just...
she's a professional.
I said I would have lost my... There's a lot of women in the 70s that lost their minds because of the situation.
Mm.
I remember saying, why didn't you just leave and go buy your own house? She's like, well, because you couldn't get a credit card in your own name.
Oh, my God.
Until 1976.
What?
A woman couldn't do that. A woman couldn't buy a house without a man signing.
What?
Like, people act like Saudi Arabia and all that. Like, well, it ain't that long ago.
Jeez.
We were kind of doing all that.
Couldn't get a credit card?
A credit card.
In the 70s.
Ask your mom.
Wow.
Yeah. So we think that's been going on. Like, somebody my age is like... I'm looking at people in the 20s. Why don't you get a credit card?
Right.
They're like, we couldn't even vote.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
Wow.
So she had 10 things to pick from to cook, but they were great.
Yeah.
Her spaghetti was my grandma's. Dynamite.
Right.
Fried chicken, but I knew the menu. It was like a Catholic grade school menu, but at home. And then I hope they didn't match. I'm like, I don't want spaghetti at school and then at home. Like, I hope she's.
I don't want
fried chicken, roast beef hit it 3 nights a week.
Roast beef? 3 nights a week?
Mashed potatoes, peas.
Wow, Dad was happy.
Yep. Meat guy. Meat. Barbecue on weekends.
What'd she send you to school with lunch? or was it?
Oh, we made our own. There's 7 of us. Peanut
Right.
butter and jelly in a bag. Nothing.
Was it, you were responsible for your own lunch in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing this for all of you.
No,
There's 7
it's
of
too
you.
many people. You know
Right.
where the stuff is.
Right.
Like, although now that she's gotten older and we're all out and all that.
Yeah.
And my mom's always had this thing in her head. I think it's like something from her parents, some depressionary thing that she thinks she's on a budget. But she's not. It's made up.
Right.
It's a Germanic. It's a Germanic, like, Opus Dei whipping that she
Right,
does
like a
to herself at the
stoic.
grocery store. And I'm like, what? Who are you kidding, Mom? You and Dad, you can spend whatever you want.
Right. You're all right.
You have my credit card. Well, I'm not spending that on eggs. It's like her against the man. I go, but the man's not playing, Mom. No man's involved.
Yeah.
There's no.
You're okay.
There's no corporation that's out to get you and Dad. Like, just get what you want.
Get the good granola.
Right, do it. No, the only thing they'll go over the edge on is the dog food, because the dog.
No.
Yeah,
They'll do specialty dog food, but
Yeah.
skimp on themselves.
it's a Yorkie too in that whole gang. I'm just saying, I like their dog, but the Yorkie people as a group are a little over the top. If you go on Instagram, every one of them has an outfit on.
Yeah.
They're dressed in tuxedos. Like, it's not like beagle owners where they're like, here's my beagle.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
you can
some
see him. He's in
like-
that doghouse out
yeah,
there.
Yeah. He's over there under the car eating a cat. But when she got older, she cooked really good. But,
She did?
Yeah, but it was like, I swear to God, she made chicken piccata one night. And she really followed the recipe. It was great. My dad's like, oh, hey, oh, we're getting off track. Oh,
What's this piccata
yeah,
thing?
whoa, hey, oh. Because, like, in St. Louis, this is very old school ethnic. The Irish and the Italians lived together in one neighborhood in St. Louis. And we had our wakes at their restaurants because we don't know how to cook.
Oh.
So the Italians, but they also knew that we weren't like super foodies.
Right.
We're more drinkies. So they would bring out like just I don't know, like the basics.
Yeah.
Spaghetti, giant bowl.
Meatballs.
Meatballs. And then my dad go, have you had the food down at Lombardo's? And I'm like, yeah, in retrospect, I'm like, it was pretty good.
Drowning in red
Old
sauce.
school. Oh, like any kind of thing without red sauce, he'd be like, well, wrong. Not Italian. I'm
You're not the real
yeah,
Italians.
that's a caper. No, he has no idea.
Right.
But when that's your leader for all those years,
Yeah.
I don't think I had sushi till I moved here to LA when I was 25.
Right.
I had other comics were like, do you want to go for sushi? I'm like, I don't know. My dad always said, like, that'll kill you.
Yeah,
And they're like, what? We go every Tuesday. I'm like, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Like, but to get out of that mindset
Yeah.
is not. Yeah, we're definitely not.
What was her fried chicken? Really good?
Her fried chicken was great. 'Cause
Yeah.
She followed my Irish grandma who had no money. She just learned how to cook with no money. Like all the grandmas back then were like,
Yeah.
bone marrow for her could make a million things.
Right.
Soup, all this crazy stuff. My grandma's food was dynamite. And
Yeah.
like every morning my grandpa had 2 fried eggs, bacon. He never ate bread. He was like,
Really?
no, he decided that make you fat. But he was a laborer, pipe fitter. But I thought he ate that every day and he lived to 87.
Yeah, he's not that wrong.
I think it's
yeah.
your genetics plus all that. I don't think
Right.
it's like necessarily, if eggs and bacon are going to kill you, then he should have died way
Right.
before that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't anything fancy.
Right.
I wish.
Well, that's what's
for
so
a
funny.
Food show, I could. That's what was so. But the other hand is, when I was 25, a whole new world was open to me.
Yeah.
I'd never had Chinese food. And then, like, the Mexican in St. Louis would have been like a chain, like Casa Gallardo. And then I remember when I came out here and I went with comics down to Tijuana and we got lunch. I was like, oh, this is not Mexican. Like, this is terrible. This isn't even anything like, no, you guys, this is bad, man. We need to get out of here. And they were like, Kathleen, I never heard of mole sauce.
Yeah.
I never heard of any of it.
That was the older generations. They weren't cooking to be creative. They were cooking to feed their 6 kids every single day.
A ton of people.
Yeah.
And how do I give the last 4 things the butcher had. My grandma would say, I go at 5.
Yeah.
Because then he's got whatever's left over and it's all half price or whatever. And then she just throw it on. But she had a talent for that.
Right.
My mom, she had to follow the instructions. But I mean, when she got older, she started doing good. But then she also got tired. And then she's like, why am I cooking just for him? My dad. Then she just quit. I'm like, oh, wow, you're bowing out? You were doing so good.
It's so funny to picture your dad there while she's saying that. Why am I just cooking for him? Hey.
Well, then he's just sitting there with the newspaper going, well, I'll go out. Like, he's game. He'll go out. But even out, like, if we made him go to the Mexican restaurant, well, do they have hamburgers? And then I'd have to Google, does Costco order? Yeah, Dad, you can get a hamburger. Well, fine, I'll go. Like, he's up for the thing.
Yeah.
He's just not, he is not eating that.
Who's the funnier one? Are they funny at all?
He's funnier as a normal social person. She, one day on the golf course, she goes, just out of nowhere, she goes, do you think I'm autistic? I go, well, if you have to ask. I go, spectrum-y, Mom. Why do you say that? Why would you say that? I go, is this the conversation we want to have on the 8th hole, or do you want to finish your 9-hole lady league and then we'll have a talk about this later?
Yeah.
She goes, no, I want to know. I go, well, you're socially awkward. Here's my impression of me at my mom's golf league. I walk behind her and say to other people, what she really meant was, and then she goes, well, why can't I just say what I think? I go, this is all part of your spectrum.
Right.
She doesn't, there's no
filter.
No filter. Social
not
basis
aware.
Not really intact. No, he's Mr. Good Time Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm him edited. By a lot, I must say that for the right. But my dad's a funny guy at a wedding.
Right.
He's got a good story. It's a little too long.
Right. Yeah.
But he's social. Like, she, in text and stuff, it is funny how people are funny in text. My mom's the funniest person I've ever read. But you also...
Not intentionally.
I can't retweet those. I can't. No. I mean, they're dark.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're so...
Really?
They're dark. She, there's an underbelly there that you just go, oh, we're not going to show this to everybody, are we?
That's a funny thing that's just like...
But she's smarter than all of us.
Oh,
and my dad would agree. My dad was a lawyer and a judge. He goes, whatever. I bullshitted my way through all that. Your mother's 50,000 times smarter than any of us. And he's not wrong. It just, it doesn't...
Right.
Socially.
Yeah. It's not going to get you that far.
No, I try to, like, if there's an event, I try to, But then he's too long-winded. Like, I did some benefit in St. Louis, and it was the year of Ozzy's, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire, right? So my dad was totally convinced the ball was juiced, and this was all to get people back after the union, the strike, and it's all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Well, I did a benefit, and Ozzie Smith is there, and he's the nicest man ever, and he does so many nice things for St. Louis. He's a wonderful person. Yeah. And I see him walking over towards Ozzie, and I know he's got the juice ball thing, right? It's like when your dad's got a thing, and that's his thing for the whole summer about baseball. Yeah. And I told Patrick, I go, light a cigarette and go over and burn him. Get him away from Ozzie. And Pat's like, what? I go, I am serious. I go, get him away, because he's going to do the juice ball thing, because I hear my dad going, I mean, you're a little guy. What'd you hit, like a couple home runs? Oh, no. But now, with the ball, don't you think you could hit like 50?
Oh, no.
And Ozzie accommodates it all. But at least... Yeah, my dad is trying.
Yeah. Right.
My mom.
He's got a thing.
No, she walked up to Chuck Berry. He was at that St. Louis deal. And an icon guy, but he's a big gambler. And she goes, how weird is this? But he responded. She goes, I've seen you at the slot machines over in St. Charles, and I think you should be playing the $5 machines, not the $1. And he looked at her, he goes, hey, you're right, little lady, you're right. And then he walked away. I go, that's the only time she's socially connected properly.
Right, with a madman.
With a crazy person, yes. Like he was in so, that back then it was just not a good situation. Yeah. Like, wow, okay, so.
Do they like to see you perform?
Oh, they love it. They bring all their friends.
Yeah.
In Sarasota, the last time, probably 6 months ago, somebody at the they live in a place in Sarasota. It's called something ranch. It's a golf course, a community, which is great.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know about your parents, but I don't feel like my parents made a lot of friends. Because there were too many of us and work.
Right. They
Like,
weren't
we-
showing up to all the
like, we have
activities.
friends.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to have that. And then they go down there, and everybody's in the
Friend
clubhouse.
time?
They're like college students. They've made friends. They lie to me a lot. They go through Nashville with a car with dirty clothes and a dog. Like, I feel like everything's very
What do they lie to
vague.
you about?
Oh, I wouldn't say I'd use my dad's lawyer tactics. I wouldn't say it was a lie per se, but it was maybe lying by omission.
Right. Not telling you what.
What are y'all really doing? And yeah, they leave things out, but it's fine. I mean, you know what? Whatever they need to do to stay happy at this point,
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was saying. The ranch thing. Oh, somebody at the golf course was like, "Oh, Kathleen's performing in Sarasota at the Van Weasel. You've probably been there,
Yeah.
right?" So somebody got not like a rock and roll tour bus with bunks, like a real, like we're gonna go see the mountains in Canada and all be seated in a bus. That kind of
Right.
touring bus.
Okay.
A touring bus is a better.
Yeah.
And then they showed up, and the security guard comes backstage. He goes, "Are you Kathleen?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Your mama named Vicky?" I'm like, "Oh no, what?" I go, "Yeah, but I know this can't be good." He goes, "Well, there are a whole shitload of them out there on a bus, and I don't think they all got Vax cards or IDs." I go, "What? Really? Okay, I'll be out front." So I go up front, and my dad goes, "Why would we have identification? We're like 100. No one asks anymore." He goes, "Why do we need identification?" I go, "Do you have Vax cards?"
Yeah.
Or some of us do. I mean, we've all been vaxxed. We're 80. Everybody here's terrified. Of
Right.
course we've been. I go, "Yeah, I know, Dad, but you kind of, it was at that
have to
time.
tell other
It was
people.
at that time where you needed to
Show it.
So anyway, we got it. And then he goes, after the show, they all sat in one section. They bought their tickets. So compared to sometimes our parents don't do that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Can
wow.
you get me 20 tickets? Or when it's not even, when they're not even there. I got a friend in Washington.
Yeah. Oh, I already know for Red Bank. My mom's got a friend. She'll write the name down later and let me know. Well, it's in 2 weeks. So whenever you want to shoot that to me, Mom.
Do
It's
me a
somebody's
favor.
kids. They're all in Florida and they gang up and then they talk about what their kids are doing.
Yeah.
So and then it's, do you know, every comedian I knew, Steve Byrne. Well, my mom and dad are down. Yeah, I got you, Steve. Oh, really? He's Steve Byrne Sr. No problem. I got them down. Every comic's parents are down there. You're like, I'm going to do a giant meet and greet with all my friends.
Right.
But they, then he goes, so the show finishes, and I said, "Stay in your seats, and I'll come out and say hi," and blah, blah, blah. So I go out. He goes, "Is there any way you could get on the bus and,
Say hello.
I go, you want me to do a set on the bus?" I just did an hour and 15 minutes, Dad. Well, not like jokes per se, but if you just kind of, I go, I got it. I got you. So I made him do roll call. And I go, like, there's Girl Scouts. And I go, because if there's one crazy one of you motherfuckers left back here, and we have to get Gladys out of the bathroom at 2 a.m, I'm not doing it.
Right.
So let's count. How many people came on the bus? 59.
Home Alone.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's
I
funny.
mean, it's nice they
It is
participate,
good.
because I have met comics that have said,
Yeah.
that would be awful, I think.
It is weird.
Maybe not as awful as I think after hearing all the family request week you have. Maybe it'd be...
Yeah.
But it'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It is funny. Yeah, it would definitely be weird. It's like a whole nother world I couldn't really imagine.
Do your mom and dad come?
Oh,
to shows?
yeah. They show up. Same thing.
Aunts,
Friends,
uncles?
green room. Yeah, we're just going to come back and say hello 5 minutes before the show with 25 people. Is that all right?
See, I say after.
I do too, but
They don't care.
sometimes, well, yeah, they want to come. They're excited. They bring all their friends. Are you going to do the book signing thing at the end?
Oh, they don't want to
They don't want to wait the extra. Sometimes it's an hour.
Yeah.
I get it. So I'm kind of beyond thinking I need to be before or at, like whatever works for them.
I've kind of,
like
okay, so somebody once gave me a book about boundaries. I have failed all the chapters. I want to write a book called Folding.
Right.
Like what you're saying is you just
folding.
You didn't stick up for yourself.
No.
You didn't say, I would like to not have people back here. I'm trying to kind of look at notes. Not that I'm serious. I'm not a very serious person about all this, but like I just want to see what I said last time, and maybe I have some.
I need some time.
Just 5 minutes. Nope. You fold it.
Totally.
We're gonna write a book called Folding.
But you know what? There's definitely. I don't think there's anything wrong like with your parents. These people that love the shit out of you and are coming to these shows and doing it. Whatever you want, whatever they want.
You can all pig around wherever you want. You want to come backstage, you want to come. I told them, but I would prefer that, especially with the older people, because they are wanting out.
Yeah.
They don't linger.
No.
And they don't. A lot of them don't drink anymore.
Right.
That all got weird. Won't go with the medications. Got you. Take your edible before you go to bed. So they're pretty fast backstage.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind beforehand, but I think my dad likes the idea of.
The key.
Well, he likes he's proud of me, so he wants them to see what I do.
And then have the buzz.
And then, because if you don't see what I did, you just meet this lady backstage. It's his kid.
Right.
I'm no different than the lady that was golfing this afternoon. I'm the same lady. There's nothing that's happened that makes me
there is
like
that thing.
a thing, right, to them.
But back to the folding thing, there's so many young people that shit on older generations now of like, and I said to somebody, I think it was my niece or somebody, and I was like, what happened to like just respect your elders? And she goes, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's not that cool. I understand there's wrongs that you want to right and all that kind of stuff, but also Mr. Bailey is 80. And whatever him and his wife have done to be alive up to this point, that's to be respected. That they can follow their way through this muddled, difficult life, and that they're there now.
I just said
be nice to them.
I said it to Joe the other day. I go, the sentence, because somebody said something where I said, holy God, you would have the balls to say that to someone that much older than you. I can't remember what it was, but in the context, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know if it was Catholic school or whatever, but respect your elders meant to me, shut your mouth no matter what they say.
Right.
They're older than you.
Yeah.
Now, you can go home and have a conversation about that with your parents and say, hey, I heard our neighbor, Mr. Schnickelge, saying some crazy-ass shit. I didn't say nothing to him.
Yeah.
Because you can't. I don't.
There is that thing. It's not signing. Respecting them doesn't mean you're signing off on their agenda.
No,
or
it means
whatever
I
that
respect
is.
you've lived this long to have your opinions, and I haven't.
Right. That's right.
I haven't lived longer than you. Like
exactly.
My dad said to a young cop who pulled him over. The cop was like, "Well, how do you think you know more than me?" And my dad goes, "Well, because I'm twice as old as you. So I've been on this planet, and therefore I know double what you know just by the fact I've been here."
Yeah.
And it's true that like I don't think we should worship him or nothing, but I think there's a respect level that like if I go golf with my dad's friends and stuff, they'll say stuff that you just go boy yo 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 yo. But I'm never gonna say. But my dad knows I won't.
Right.
I'm not gonna. Then we get in the car and laugh about it. Go, can you believe so and so said that and so and so? He's like, right. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. Do you like seeing the fans after the show? Like other than your parents and stuff? Did you have a period where you went out and saw them, or do you? No. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I go out in town.
Right.
I call it Find the Leprechaun. And tons of people find me.
Right.
And if you know me, you're going to narrow it down, especially if we're in a small town. If we're in Milwaukee, use your brain. And I'm not ever gonna twist you up on that.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna lead you to believe I'm this person and then I'm at the Ritz-Carlton.
Right.
No. I'm definitely down wherever there's a bratwurst and some crappy wine.
Yeah, and some sauerkraut.
Like, I meet so many people on the road, but like,
Yeah.
I have gone out. But the problem is, in a great way, whoever is signed up to be a fan of mine, they want to talk a lot. And that's fine. But I'm not, again,
Yeah.
I don't have boundaries. So
Right.
if you want to speak for an hour, I'm going to let you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a folder. And then it could be like normal. And if I had
Yeah.
a tour bus or a private jet, maybe I would do that. But normally I leave that night.
Right.
And I'm like, if I go out there, that's another hour and a half to 2 hours. Otherwise, I'm rude.
Right.
And I'm just going to buzz on down the road. And I'll
Right.
be in bed by the time all that would have happened.
Right.
It's not that I don't like doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I wish someday, maybe when I decide, okay, this is the end, I will do it.
Right. It's like
Well, because
Yeah.
it's fun, but
Yeah.
it's also like,
it's another level. It's another thing.
it's another show.
Yeah. I do a lot of times, like I said, I'll sign books and be out there. And it is nice. It is a nice thing to, like, when the show's at a manageable size and it's not going to be,
Right.
it's nice to see, like, who they are and where they came from, and they're
what
so
they like,
grateful,
and
and you
what-
can't believe, like,
Right.
it means so much to them, and it's it's controlled. You're going to come in, we're going to have a little thing, and the next person's going to come. A couple of weeks ago, took someone up on meet us at the bar. It was like someone who was like within the, not a fan, but somebody who's like kind of, and this guy talked. It was an assault. It was a verbal assault
yeah.
of just.
That can happen.
And like it was the folding. It was like, I have to get out of here. Like, how do I? There's no end. There's no next guy.
No.
Yeah, that social bar setting I can't do.
The bar part to me is better because there's only a few. Like in Green Bay, there's a bar called St. Brendan's. Everybody knows that's where I'm gonna go because
Right.
it's the only bar. There's nothing in Green Bay, and it's a great Irish bar.
Yeah.
Like the Guinness is top shelf. It's
Right.
so good. But I remember, like, I've gone in there and really drank a ton with fans, and I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
They were just normal people, but it was you have to
fun.
be. I didn't have anywhere to go the next day.
Right.
So then I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm going to be. If you happen to be there, I don't put that on Twitter, like, I'm going to be here if you happen to be here. But if they happen to know me and they happen to go, hey, can we buy, I always say, no, don't buy me a drink. I got my own drinks. But
Yeah.
if you want to, cheers a drink.
Finding
it's
the
fine.
leprechaun.
Yeah, it's like, I'm out there.
Yeah.
Don't act like that's on you.
Yeah, it's like a Pokemon thing.
Yeah, you can find me.
I
don't hide.
It was interesting to watch Ron White retire.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
It was, because you don't. It really struck me that you don't see comedians do that.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
It was kind of nice. Like,
It's refreshing.
he just made his mind and had a great run, and this is very cool. And rather than just peter out and keep doing weird gigs, like there was a nobility to it.
I respect it. Johnny Carson did it.
Yeah.
And nobody ever judged him. I feel like we're now in this era where if you don't keep working, you don't keep getting on social media, people are like, why did you just, fold
Right.
our book. Folding. Like Johnny Carson quit and we never saw him again except at Wimbledon.
Right.
You'd see him, but that was even rare.
Yeah.
Like you never even saw
No.
him. Like he's out in Malibu somewhere and
Right. On a
but
boat.
as a Midwest person, all dads retired at 65.
Right.
And moms too.
Yeah.
Like that's when you should quit working.
Right.
Right? You're done now. You don't. So Ron came up during the pandemic for like a while, like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but also there's a golf course by my house, so he can put his tour bus up there, and he doesn't have to live in my house. He did, but then I'm like, when I got sick of him, I'm like, can you go to your bus for a while? Like, get out of here. But we were sitting on the deck one night, and every day we'd golfed.
Right.
During the pandemic, because we're in Nashville, Tennessee, nobody, well, first of all, golf's outside.
Yeah.
But even in the clubhouse, there's an outdoor, you could sit there and have beers and we wave at the people at the next table. Like, we were
Right.
still having a great time. It
Yeah.
wasn't like LA or New York where it was like full on.
Yeah.
We were just doing the stuff we normally do with no pandemic.
Right.
I'm
Just
like,
not the touring part.
No, we're just going to get in the fishing boat. We're going to go, nobody, who's got,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
he goes, isn't it amazing how seamlessly we've slipped into retirement and don't even care? He goes, I think the show part was the only part preventing me from true fun. And I said, yeah, that getting in the shower at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
That part when you were on a boat in Seattle looking at all the cool water houses and stuff, and then you're like, shit, I got to go back because I got a thing. We love traveling. Mm-hmm. But the show part, and Ron's like, at some point, I'm just out of shit to say. And I respect that.
Yeah.
At some point, we are all out of shit to say. Not a David Bowie, not a Sting, but I'm never that.
Yeah.
I'm, the lady in the middle. Like, I got enough to scoop me through here.
Yeah,
but then,
some funny stuff.
I'm good. Like,
yeah.
I think it's normal.
It is normal, but it's no one. You don't see that. Not in comedy.
Not in entertainment.
Right.
Because the musician people.
Right.
They're 75, and I love Stevie Nicks, but
Yeah.
Really?
Well, the other weird thing now that you're saying it is that
the rock people don't quit.
They don't.
Nope. They die.
Yeah. Because
Ron goes.
Because their life is they don't know like what the other life is. It's got to be so
foreign. But it's weird though, because think about it though, because it's weird because they went home way more than we did.
A lot more. So
okay, Fleetwood Mac.
Right.
What'd you all do with your year and a half off while you were fighting?
Yeah, right.
We never had that except COVID because we were forced to.
Yeah, that was the only time.
But what did you all do? Or
maybe they hated it.
They might have. Aerosmith, all these bands that would reappear, then appear, then every time my mom would go, I think you should have a new special. You haven't had one since 2018. I go, Mom, Sade didn't have an album for 12 years and her mom didn't bitch at her. And she's like, who? What? I'm like, I knew that sentence would be confusing. But just trust me, I'm right. There are not that I'm Sade.
Yeah.
But I think those people had more time off than we've ever had.
Yeah.
And they can't live without the road.
Yeah.
Look at them all.
Yeah.
Billy Joel. These are people over.
Foreigner, Def Leppard. I mean, it goes on and on.
Oh.
Even like the Temptations.
Well, now it's like their grandkids, and nobody even knows. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. Like, here's the, right.
Smokey Robinson.
Comedians, though, think about it. You could only keep going, I think, until over 75 if you were a legend. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I guess you could keep going, but it wouldn't be pretty.
Yeah.
If you're Don Rickles, Joan Rivers, but you had to be like a mega star.
Right.
But even Ron, so people that might not know. So Ron White was one of the blue collar guys. It was like him and Larry the Cable Guy and Foxworthy and then Bill Engvall. All very, very famous in their own time and space. But like Ron's like, there comes a time when it winds down. And you need to know when the time is winding down. And I respect, because let's say he had kept going. It's going to get weird.
Yeah.
Because his fans, he doesn't have the next group and the next group.
Right.
Because he didn't do a podcast. He didn't.
Yeah.
He was riding off that.
Right.
Well, those people are also 65.
Right.
And so at 75, are they going to want to go out?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You have to be a mega star to keep doing that.
Right, or have another hit with another generation.
Right, but how do you do that?
Right. No, it was cool. It was a cool thing. And it's cool because it's kind of like it's like when you watch your favorite sports guys. Like when they go out at the right time, it's so great.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't have to see Fat Ali getting punched in the face.
No, we don't want to see all that. No, even my favorite sportscasters, Bob Lee, ESPN. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like the Disney thing, and he got a trophy. He's like, yeah, I'm good.
Right.
But I respected that. Like,
it's
do you
cool.
want to keep going in the?
Yeah.
If you have the money.
Right.
Like Ron's got the money. Like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know I'll have the money by then. Like,
he's good.
What? We had a really serious talk about it one night. He was like, I think I'm just done, Maddie. I think I'm just done. I go, this is a very just easy question. Do you ever want to spend in your life Because he got freaked out by Norm Macdonald dying and Bob Saget dying. Ron really got shaken by that. He goes, I don't ever want to be found dead in a hotel. I go, I don't ever want to be found dead. Let's stop that sentence right there. I don't know what that was all about. Like,
I know.
you just think you're going to be, I hope somebody's there.
I know.
Like,
I just did a bit
whoa.
about this when I was in Wisconsin, and I was -8, and I was in the parking garage, and the ticket wouldn't work, and I literally just did a run about Tom Papa was found frozen in the parking garage.
Dead.
I don't want to be found dead.
Right. Anywhere.
Anywhere.
I want somebody with me when I die. I don't care who it is. It could be the
We
neighbor.
found Kathleen.
We found. I don't want to be found. That means I was alone. Things got really weird. Like,
It was a mistake.
I said, okay, Ron, you're 65.
Yeah.
So these other guys have all died. Time is limited on Earth.
Yeah.
His dad died super young. He's clearly past that like heart attack deal range, if you want to say that's a thing. His mom's alive in 87 or something. So okay, you might have her longevity, but you didn't behave the way she behaved.
Right.
You behaved quite poorly. You get a lot of nuns slashing on that.
Yeah.
I go, just answer this one question. Would you ever want to spend one more day of your life in, and then fill in the blank, Toledo, Ohio?
Uh-huh.
He goes, no. I go, how about Dayton? No. And I just rattled off 100 cities. It's not specific to those.
I was just going to say, I'm going to Dayton next week.
It's not just Ohio.
I know what you mean.
He goes, no. I go, then why would you stay on the road?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, what
Get
about
off-
for the people?
Huh?
What about for the people?
Oh, Ron don't care about that. No, Ron doesn't give a flying shit. Because Ron would go, I gave them 30 years of my life, and I told them every story that was true and embarrassing and humiliating. And he's right.
Yeah.
I feel like he's right. The people enjoy you. One person that I always really enjoyed was Chris Christopherson. I know it's old school. It's old school. And I got to see him in Nashville like 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And he came out and he said, I'm Chris. Basement East, 250 stand-up club. It's a club. And he's like, and then he just started singing, well, I woke up Sunday morning. And that's the albums of my parents' eras. And I couldn't believe I was seeing the guy.
Yeah.
And then he just said last year, I'm done now.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's something wrong with him. Whatever the case.
Whatever the
case, things.
Declaring that you're done is very interesting.
I like it. I think it takes the position of, I've decided this.
Right. That's exactly it.
I don't want to be,
maybe you're onto something there, because it's
I don't want time or ticket sales to tell me that.
Right. Right. But because all of our career, like you're saying, like we never, like the tour, what do you mean the tour? It's been a nonstop, never-ending thing.
35 years.
Which in the beginning, it's like you have to say yes to every single thing just to keep the momentum to get to the point where you are now, going to play nice places and have these specials come out.
And now we're older and all we do is fold for old people coming backstage. That's what
so then,
we
right.
made
So
it to
no
theaters.
decisions. No.
We made it to theaters, and now we're just bombarded. Now here's the thing: you're not going to have 2 shows tonight at the Funny Bone, Kathleen. You're going to have your parents with 60 people.
Yeah.
Tom, your mom and dad have arranged for some friends to come quote see you.
Yeah. So no decisions have been our own. Is my point.
Ever.
So for Ron to do it, it was actually just watching a comic actually take agency.
Yeah, and say, no, I'll tell you all.
Yeah.
And if you have the money, but this is something like I would say to Leno's face. I would say to Jay, he still does corporate gigs.
Yeah.
Why? They're the most horrible things on earth. Everybody knows that. Yeah. Some are not.
Some are okay.
Some are super fun.
Yeah.
Actually, I've had super fun ones. Yeah. I've had okay ones, and then horrible.
Right.
Now, I've never had horrible in a club, and I've never had horrible in a theater. They're the only dynamic that can throw that into the bundle.
Good point.
But the fact that Leno, and I've said it to him.
Yeah.
I go, Jay, really? you're still doing corporate gigs? Like, that's my goal, to never have to do a corporate, meaning that I think, well, that'd be really good in my 401k, right? Like, I need that for my retirement. Like, that's quick, easy money, like a whore. Like, and he's like, yeah, but they're paying money. And then I think there is just something so innately different between you and I.
Yeah.
I don't have whatever that is.
But he's always, legend is he's always been a locomotive. He's always been this.
Money. He likes money.
Yeah.
But he does like the jokes too, which I appreciate.
Yes, he does. And for whatever, you know, you don't know what his personal life is, but there are people that just work as the only place where they feel kind of safe and sane.
I think
what I mean?
It's his, like, well, I would say to Jay's face, I'm like, dude, you're on a spectrum, right? Like, I would say that you have 4 shirts are all the same. I have a nephew who's autistic. Like, you have 4 pairs of pants are all the same. You don't like fabrics.
Yeah.
You're odd. Like, you only like cars. He's socially strange. Mavis, his wife, is 1,000% more spot on. I'm like, I go with Mavis. If this thing divorces, I'm going with Mavis. She's smart. She's social. She's like, she makes up for him. Right. But I also see why she likes him. Like, he's sweet.
He does, and he does love the jokes.
And I will defend Jay to the day.
Yeah, he came on during the pandemic. He came on my radio show, and that was the only way to do it, like Zooming. And he came on, and he was the only comedian who came on loaded with jokes. It's like he had been.
No kidding.
It's
Yeah,
like
I bet he'd been waiting.
He had been. He had been collecting jokes, and I thought, like, where am I going to take the conversation? What are we going to talk about?
Right.
And there was none of that. It was
bam, bam, bam,
bam, bam, bam, bam, and it was great. It really was great. Yeah, everybody's an oddball.
Yeah, but he's like, you know what he is? He's ritualistic too, like, because my nephew's one of my nephews is autistic, so I've research and benefits and all that stuff, so I have a kind of a super eye on that, and like, even when Jay comes to Comedy Magic Club, 24 chicken wings, like, the menu doesn't differ.
Right.
Like, you ever want salmon? Nope. Like, he's a ritual guy. The ritual and I mean, he'd probably be like, Kathleen, I'm not, well, how old are you? Were we talking about these spectrum things back then? Like,
right, there weren't even tests.
I'm just saying, I think Mavis would agree with me. The guy's a little off.
Yeah.
But he's sweet. Like, the first time I did the Tonight Show, I was on the phone with my dad or my mom, but my dad's always been hard of hearing since he was like 20. Yeah, he can't hear right. He was a pipe fitter, and he had the jackhammer.
Oh, God.
With they didn't have the thing. It's
no earplugs.
Since I've been little.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to yell at that guy. Yeah. Like, I knew that.
Yeah.
So it's no different when he's old.
Right,
it's almost the same. The hearing aids have made up for all that. But Jay goes, who are you talking to? I go, so we're backstage, and I go, oh shit. I go, Dad, I gotta hang up. It's Jay. And he goes, no, let me talk to him. And then I hear Jay go, Minty Madigan? Hello? Hello? He just totally hung up. And I go, man, I'm sorry. I go, he's like super deaf. And I go, do you have a second? I'll call him. I call him back. But I go, some man interrupted on the party line. Dad, we haven't had party lines since the 70s. I go, that was actually Jay, and he was trying to say hi. Oh, well, can you put it back on? And he was still standing there. Like, Jay suffered through this bullshit.
Yeah, no.
That's when I went, you know what?
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
My first Tonight Show, my dad must have been there, and he invited my father to go see his cars.
Really?
And, like, took my father, and then we, like, contacted him, and he, just, like, on a Tuesday, my father went up there, and he took him all around and showed him. And showed him all the cars and did all the stuff.
Wow.
And, I mean, that was,
That's fantastic.
That was the host of the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Saying,
I didn't feel that way about Letterman.
Bring your dad over.
No, I felt that way about Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's, but you can also say that in front of Jay's face. That's why I like Jay.
Right.
I go, dude, you know how many people only have one shirt in the world? Strange fucking motherfuckers. And he'd be like, why would you have more shirts? And he defends it, right?
I know.
I'm like, just because normal human beings like color and they're like, hey, I'm tired of this shirt.
Right, exactly.
Like, you just get sick of shit.
You just get sick
but
of shit.
But if you're a normal person, Jay, he's like, say, you and Mavis, you want to dress me up? I don't want to dress you up. I'm just saying that shirt's also available in green.
Right.
Forest
or a
green.
T-shirt.
Forest. Not like
The
St.
last
Patrick's
weird
Day.
run I saw him have was he was talking about how he never gets room service. And there's a
I
guy
didn't know that.
he's doing gigs all over the place and hotels
Why?
his whole life. He won't get room service. It's all that fancy, and he go out and walk down and get something, and he doesn't like nice restaurants. He likes stuff like that comes in paper. Like he wants Carnies or he wants In and Out. Anything he can hold in a piece of paper and eat it. That's like his only.
At Comedy Magic Club, I didn't even know we had available, like you and I and anybody listening that wouldn't know, the Comedy Magic Club is one of the greatest clubs in the country because when you're super poor and young, which I was, I moved there when I was 25 to Hermosa Beach.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't move. I mean, I got an apartment, but my stuff was
but
in.
you were near
and,
there.
that's where I decided. And all the comedian friends were like, bring your own friends. It's a great thing to LA. Don't count on meeting people here.
Yeah.
They're just terrible narcissists. But if you bring your own friends from Ohio and Texas and Jersey, we had a blast. But I didn't even know. So backstage Comedy Magic Club, they don't. You don't get paid a lot to do a set, but they are wonderful about a great meal and drinks, and so they treat you, and they're so nice. Everybody, Richard and Mike Lacey, But I didn't know there was a platter of wings.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's every Sunday with Jay. It's like a silver platter my mom would have, and there's like 24 or more, and that's all he wants.
Really?
That's what he eats. Now, if you Google a buffalo wing, they're like the worst things aside from a tater tot you could ever eat. And I'm all about a wing, and I'm all about a tater tot. But he's all...
Every Sunday.
Well, when you say not fancy,
right.
They have the greatest salmon in the world there.
They
have the greatest skirt steak. Like, Mike has so much great food. This is not a shitty comedy club where you need to get wings. Those exist everywhere, Jay. This club,
that's what
you can actually get great stuff. And he... he's something else. Yeah.
How you feeling about the special? When you put it out in the world, how do you feel? Like any nervousness, or you feel like I'm done and let's go, and I'm good with it?
These are the jokes.
Yeah. Right.
Here you go, man.
Yep.
I feel like the internet can be so hateful, but yet it depends. Is it your own echo chamber? Is it my Twitter feed? Is it some random person that goes, well, I don't really feel like, whatever the criticism may be.
Yeah.
I am open to criticism, though. I don't like it when people go, oh, no. But I don't like it when it's not valid. Like, some guy goes, well, I'm not sure she understands the differentiation between Gen X and Z. And I'm like, oh, no, I actually said that. You missed that in the special. I said the guy's 36. That's who I'm talking about, millennials. And then the other group was 20-something. I get mad. I get mad about the
inaccurate.
You can criticize all you want. Or whatever,
but you're not listening or paying attention.
But I also feel like it took so long because it was supposed to be filmed in 2019. So it had been 3 years since.
Yeah.
I had done this. It got released in 2016, so you figure it's a year before. Blah blah blah. And then I'm ready again. So I was ready in 2018.
Yeah.
Like a normal person. A couple years, and then it was supposed to be shot, and then COVID. So then it extended to 6 years.
Right.
And they'd be like, why haven't you done... Are you guys not giving credit for 2.5... Because I could have done it probably 7 months sooner, but they said everyone would have to be masked and social distance.
Yeah, no
in
way.
the Denver Paramount, which is one of the greatest comedy theaters in the United States of America. That Paramount.
Yeah.
Everybody in Denver. It's a great comedy town.
Yeah.
And I go, really? They're going to be sitting one apart...
And then you're going to be reminded of that 10 years from now when someone's watching it.
You know what? I go, I have made enough money. I know I can pay my mortgage. I don't need to do this right now.
Yeah.
I'm not like a comic. Young comics need the money. They got to get the rent. They got to get to whatever. I don't have to. So, fortunately, I don't have. Then, no.
Yeah.
I'll just wait till it's normal.
Good for you.
So therefore,
Good for you.
it took forever.
You know, it's funny though.
So then the next one should be when I'm 84.
Yeah.
If you do the math right.
But you know, when I started off saying you've done so many specials, it's kind of a weird thing because on the one hand, I feel like we're in this era where you've got to constantly create content because the machines just devours it and wants more and more and more. But I wouldn't have said that you hadn't put anything out in 6 years because you always seem present. You're always around. You're always doing sets. You see your jokes on social media. It's like that.
Well,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that amount of time.
Well, I feel like it's a little long, but I also don't feel like anybody's. This is when you turn into this Midwest fucking asshole kid at the bar. Nobody's giving me credit. Like, no, but I mean, like, there was almost a 2.5 year gap because LA requirements. So, like, I wanted to do it in Denver, but I needed to fly people, the crews from LA.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, so, okay, if we do it now, it's going to cost you $50,000. Me, $50,000 to COVID test.
Jeez.
I go, yeah, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even about the money. It was about, like, it's going to be weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make
People
any
sitting
sense.
in
That was a great call.
So I go with you. We're going to go as friends. We're going to have a great time. And you have to sit a seat apart from me.
No.
I don't want that.
No.
I don't.
It's too weird. And
People did it.
Yeah.
I respect them for trying.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
It's just not
At that time, but no.
How many specials have you had total?
Are
we counting half hours?
No.
We're not. Okay.
I won't count half hours. Of hours, this was my 5th.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Think about that. Because here's what's weird. I know if I made you sit here right now and I got you some bottle of something to drink and I said, Tom, tell me 5 hours worth of jokes, you couldn't do it.
No way.
Right.
You'd
What
be
were those 5 hours?
paraphrasing. I know.
What were those 5 hours?
Yeah.
Every time I get a corporate gig, that's my thought.
Right.
What did I used to say?
I know.
Right.
What you have, or
I
like
must have been super clean and super. I'm always cleanish. You're
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
cleanish. Occasionally, you and
Yeah.
I will say shit or goddamn. Or
Right.
I'd probably throw out a few more than you, but
right. No, we're pretty much the same at that. What I always laugh at is, so someone was hiring me
I can't believe it.
all those years ago.
And then I think 20 years ago, somebody gave me $5,000.
Yeah, I
You
didn't.
should not have done that.
Right, exactly.
Whoever did that should not have done that.
Was I funny?
Probably marginally.
Yeah.
I'd give me a
Yeah.
B minus, B minus.
I remember thinking it went well.
No. And then I think, are we ever out of thoughts?
I don't think so.
You
I
know?
interviewed Carl Reiner once, and now, not to put us in the
Well, he's
in the league with.
Well, he's kind of beyond me. Yeah. Is there
Yeah,
anybody
but these
lower?
superheroes. But just watch. I went and interviewed him at his house, and he was working on his book. He was 89, I think, and he had on his computer the book that he was writing.
Oh.
And I said to him the corny thing of like, "Do you ever get writer's block?" And he said, I never understood it. Just start writing. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be just keep working. Just keep putting out the things. And there's so many times when I'm faced with a blank page, and then you just start, and then you surprise yourself. You're like, where did this Bigfoot thing come from? Where did this thing come from?
I've never thought that. I've never written anything.
Yeah, you do.
No, I mean on paper.
Yeah, but you do. But you still it's still just thoughts, right?
Well, right.
You're saying, are you going to run out of thoughts? You're not.
Well, I think I would. I think my thoughts would come more. I think they'd come less frequently if I wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And then I would just give them to a young person that's trying to make money as a comic.
Right.
Well, here's a good premise, right?
Right.
I kind of have a punchline. If it fits the comic, like
Yeah.
it needs to fit the person. But
Right.
yeah, I would just pass them on. But I think at some
Right.
point, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I always look at music more than comedy because comedy's too close to home. I think
Yeah.
like a Sting or who's Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon. Like they never stopped changing,
Right.
and they kept going,
Right.
And it's I'd go see Sting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are people that just eclipse all that. And then there's just, Huey Lewis and the News. Hey, we had a good run, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had fun. You see him
I want
pop
a new
up.
drug. Some won't make me quit. Like, there's just the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, after that. Like, I don't think that, I think I might have thoughts when I'm older that are like, that's a good it's almost like analytical, like a good comedy thought.
Right.
You can go do that, but I'm not going to go down to Zany's and work that out. You go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go do that. So.
Well, you're a ways from that.
Yeah, Lord, well, I'm figuring, I told my parents they need to live for 5 more years.
5 more years?
And I'm paying for that.
Uh-huh.
Whatever.
Right.
Whatever the co-pays are, I got you.
Yeah.
Because I need that material for 5 more years. 'Cause
Right.
they've really rocked it.
Yeah.
They've really killed it most of my career.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They are the, they're
The muse.
the Muse, the Midwest,
Yeah.
the underdog, really.
When you watch Garrison Keillor, Prairie Home Companion, he's 80 now.
Yep.
And he still, I saw him just have a thing of like, in an interview about, he still puts out his Prairie Home thing. Like he'll go sell out a theater and they come and it's still his people. And he still loves writing and putting it out there. And he just has this, and it's like, he doesn't go at it the way he used to.
As long as it's a low-key thing, then
right.
that's fine.
It's just
You're
his,
right.
he
that's
knows
all
what he
fine.
has. And it's really, I only bring it up because it's he wants to generate and talk about stuff. He wants to put this stuff out.
Yeah.
As long as that spark is there and you enjoy it.
Then why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather just be fishing.
The only annoying thing about you really is that I have my cousin Michelle and my uncle Tony, who live in North Carolina, and
Wonderful place.
they love you so much more than me that it hurts. I have to, every wedding, every whatever. It's
You gotta
like,
hear it. You gotta hear it.
Yeah. We just saw you had a new special. Have you seen Kathleen lately? Did you ever see her bit about? Yeah, I get it. I've got them tickets to your shows, the whole thing.
Well,
they love you so much.
Well, okay. Here's the thing that's gonna make you later tonight go, really? So my mom, smartest person in the whole family, she's just never gonna get over that I'm not Bobby Lee. That's the funniest man. The funniest man. My dad says Bobby Slayton.
He says Slayton.
Yeah, well, come on.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
Old school. Right? Bobby's jokes go right up my dad's alley, right? But Bobby Lee, I go, what? Oh, she liked Mad TV.
Yeah. She's not wrong.
No, and he'll be at the Comedy Store and all that. She's like, do you ever get to go in and see him? Like, I can't, like, I couldn't possibly.
Do you ever get a ticket?
Yeah, if I ever get lucky enough. Right? And I'm like, Mom, he's a real nice guy. Like, I met him a bunch of times. She's like, well, if he's ever coming to Florida, I'm going to get a bunch of gals.
That's the best.
It's probably not what he's hoping for, Mom. A bunch of 80-year-old ladies.
It's the best.
Everybody. But my mom's other favorite is Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Like, she's never gonna. Like that night, I saw in the benefit in St. Louis, it was at the Fox Theater, which is a 5,000-seater huge, and Bob Costas and Ozzie Smith are the deal. It's for Children's Hospital in St. Louis. Wonderful, wonderful thing. And Bob likes to book like a couple St. Louis people, but you're gonna run out after me, Cedric, Nelly. Like there's the music, and but it was me and Chuck Berry and Jerry.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, like, I mean. You and I know Jerry.
Yeah.
Not to demote Jerry.
Yeah.
But Jerry, we have met a million times.
Yeah.
That's Chuck Berry.
You're right.
Like, I've gone into his bar in St. Louis in Blueberry Hill. He used to play every Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, every other Friday. And you can't believe this bar. It's very small.
Right.
You go in the basement. You're like, why does Why are we the only people that give a shit?
You're right.
It's Chuck Berry, like the founder, like Mick Jagger, and these people go, this is why we do what we do.
this
Like,
is the
it's
guy.
him. He's always has a purple, crazy satin jacket on, his little sailor cap. Like, he's a crazy person. Like, he's going gambling. He can't wait to get done with his set to just go to some casino in St. Louis. But I was like, wow, that Jerry, I was like, okay, my mom was like, that's her biggest, aside from Bobby Lee. And she's like, do you think there's any way I could say hello to Jerry? I go, no. And my dad goes, come on, Kathleen. Come on. I go, of course. I go, yeah. I go, you could say hi. This is all my mom. She had 6 months to prepare. This is all she could come up with. You're so tall. Again, socially inappropriate.
Just spitting it out.
And Jerry's like, looks down at this little midget.
You're
Right?
Hello.
And he's like, hello. I'm Jerry. I know.
The
It
best.
was all so social. I'm like, hey, Mom. Anyway, he's got a set to get ready. And she's like, I just want to say I thought you're the best. So she finally got her one thought out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, you don't need to freak out. Like, we kind of.
Everyone freaks out.
But we're not backstage with the Rolling Stones. Like, I actually know these people.
Yeah,
Like, it's not
they
like
don't know
some, like, if I was backstage with the Rolling Stones, I wouldn't say nothing. 'Cause I
Right.
would be so freaked out. I would be like, no.
Well, maybe you can make her dream come true and get her a Bobby Lee.
Well, who's your parents' dream aside from me? Anybody? Who do they like better than you?
My parents, I don't know. They do love Jerry. They don't really say. Maybe
you need to ask.
Yeah, no.
Are they scooting around?
Why would I ask
Are they
that?
scooting around on Netflix and stuff? Are they in that
Yeah.
vein where they can check around?
Yeah, they see people. They like people. They really shit on people more than like people. I don't know what the big deal is with her.
Yeah,
She's not funny.
I know. My dad will go, now who's that Asian gal? It's just a general swooping
Right.
thing where I just go, don't, whatever you're going to say, stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
it's
I
good.
don't, yeah.
Well, you're the best. I hope you enjoy this bread.
I will enjoy it very much.
I hope you.
I hope you enjoy your world famous. You gotta make it at least for your own self and send me a video.
All right, I definitely will.
Because I don't live here, I can't come over here anymore and see that. But,
I definitely will.
I'd go more with the cornbread. But I'm a cornbread.
I don't know. This cheddar biscuit mix looks pretty damn good. But cornbread is great too. I'm gonna make it all. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
you know it's gonna be raining for the next 2 weeks.
I know exactly.
So I think
you hear it's like coming down.
You got time, and I think there's no reason to. Do you have to take your kids to school?
No, I'm just gonna be after this interview.
No, I mean, do they have to be driven every day to a school?
No, not by me. I have a senior in high school.
Oh, that'll take them. She comes, picks them up. So you don't have to.
No.
So they can all drown together in these flood alerts.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to worry.
Oh,
about
my
that.
daughter was miserable because other schools had closed down and her school is still going. She is so angry.
Well, read the alerts tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going down.
You're the best.
All right, you're the best.
We got it, Aaron. There you have it, kids. That's right. I've got cheese biscuit mix. I've got cornbread, cotton country cornbread mix. Just add water. That's going to be a treat. Kathleen is so funny. I wish it wasn't storming out and I didn't have to drive. I should have been drinking with her, but it was fun to watch her. She's so damn funny. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, go see her special on Amazon, Hunting Bigfoot, and look her up on tour. She's one of the best live comedians. You guys are the best as well. We'll see you next time.